Good afternoon, Cardinals. Well, we made it. We know these past couple months have not been the easiest, but your hard work and your dedication helped us make the most out of a challenging situation. This week, your teachers are going to use the time to catch up with students who need to complete important work, and they may also have some review activities for you. In short, summer is right around the corner. We do have some final important things to take care of this week, including giving you back all of your stuff that was left in your locker or in the classroom. So we're going to talk a little bit about the plan for that this morning. First, though, I want to thank everybody who helped celebrate Teacher Appreciation Week by making signs and even coordinating a few of the teacher drive-by parades that I saw online.
Trouble melts like lemon drops high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, and the dream that you dare to, oh, why can't oh, someday I wish upon a star. Wake up where the clouds are far behind. Be where trouble melts like a lemon drops high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. The dream that you dare to, why, oh, why can't
And speaking of celebrations, we have some birthdays that we missed last week and some birthdays coming up this week. So happy birthday to all of these students.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Next, over the past couple months, WGTE held a contest for authors and illustrators called Share a Story contest. And students had a chance to demonstrate their talents and their skills. And we're very proud to announce that Highland had as many winners as any other elementary in Northwest Ohio. We had 3 students who walked away with prizes. First, 5th grader Natalie Jackson won 3rd place for her story Courage. 3rd grader Emily Call won 2nd place for her story A Seaside Rescue. And 5th grader Preston Duran won 1st place for his story James Stops the Bullying. So congratulations to all 3 of you. When you guys pick up your materials on Thursday and Friday, we have some prizes for you from WGTE, so look forward to that. Okay, next let's talk about what's going to happen on Thursday and Friday is you're going to come to campus to pick up the materials that you left in your lockers and in your desks when we last saw you. The drive-through pickup is going to be very similar to what you've experienced the first couple times we've done that. The only difference, as you can see here in the second illustration, is that rather than have just one lane, we're going to have 2 lanes. Hopefully that will ease a little bit of the traffic burden out on Erie and get more cars on campus. We will create a divider between the 2 lanes with all of the grocery bags where we have placed your materials from your lockers and your desks. Also, you'll know where to stop because you're going to see each teacher's section will start with the laundry basket that you guys typically use to put your lunch boxes in after lunch. So we'll have that at the beginning of your class section with your teacher's name clearly labeled on that. You'll know to stop there. You'll pop open your trunk, and we are going to pull out of your trunk the materials that you are returning to us, and your teachers will give you directions on what to return, and that may be class materials like packets and worksheets and things like that. It might also be textbooks. Have those clearly labeled in a bag with your name on them, and we'll pull that out, and then we will place into the trunk the items that we took out of your locker and your desks. A couple other items to note. Medications will need to be signed for by parents. We'll have a special table just for medications. You'll pull up, parents, you'll sign for that, and then we will give you the medications. Any medications that are not picked up will be sent to a local hospital to be destroyed, so please pick those up. Spring pictures have arrived, and they will be in your bags with your items from your locker. Yearbooks have not quite arrived yet, so we will distribute those once they do. It will probably be in the fall for most of you guys. We will have separate bins to collect library books that you may have at home. Your artwork, Mrs. Schooner has been working hard to get all of your artwork back to you guys, and we think that will be in your bags. And then also the people who manufacture the prizes for the American Heart Association contest and all the prizes that you guys earn there, those are on hold. They will be sent, but probably not until the fall. So we will get those to you, including students who are off to McCord next year. Finally, very important, we will not be collecting Chromebooks. Students, you're going to keep your Chromebooks through the summer and then return them at the start of the school year. And 5th graders, that includes you. You will take your Chromebooks with you to McCord, and we'll give you further direction later. Okay, here you can see the schedule. Thursday's pickup plan, we're going to start with kindergartners at 10 a.m., and we got an hour time slotted for kindergartners. First graders from 11 to noon. Second graders, you'll start from at 1 o'clock, 1 to 2, and then so on. You guys can see the setup there. And then Friday, the order is just reversed. Parents, don't forget, if you have students in multiple grades, you are more than welcome to handle everything with one stop. No need to come back. If you have a 5th grader and a kindergartner, you can take care of everybody's business at 10 a.m. On Thursday. The weather forecast does look better for Thursday, so I would encourage as many of you that can possibly make it on Thursday, please plan to do that so we can get everything handed out, hopefully everything handed out on Thursday. Many of you accepted the challenge of finding simple machines around your house, be it a lever or an inclined plane or a wheel and axle. And some of you took the time to build or create your own. Let's take a look at a few examples.
Today's gonna be my day. I just wanna climb to the top of a mountain, standing tall when I'm howling. 'Cause today's gonna be my day, it's gonna be my day. Good night stress, see you in the morning. I don't gotta guess, you're always there for me. Sowing them seeds of doubt, I think you like seeing me freak out. Good night stress, see you in the morning. So I wake up, I get out of bed, stay out of my head 'cause it's dangerous.
I made 2
I don't wanna lose my mind, no. I just wanna shine, like the sun when it comes up, run the city from the rooftops, 'cause today's gonna be my day. I just wanna climb to the top of a mountain, standing tall when I'm howling, 'cause today's gonna be my day. I used to lay low, hiding in the shadows. So don't give me dark days, I already had those. I'm just trying to figure out how to be myself right now. I don't wanna lay low, hiding in the shadows. So I wake up, I get out of bed, stay out of my head, it's dangerous. I don't wanna lose my mind, no. I just wanna shine like the sun when it comes up, run the city from the rooftops, 'cause today's gonna be my day. I just wanna climb to the top of a mountain, standing tall when I'm howling, 'cause today's gonna be my day. Wake up and I stay up 'cause I'm stronger, things will happen if I get out of my way. I just wanna shine like the sun when it comes up, run the city from the rooftops, 'cause today's gonna be my day. I just wanna climb to the top of a mountain, stay tall when I'm howling, 'cause today's gonna be my day.
You guys sent in so many cool examples. Thanks to everybody who participated. The winner of this challenge, earning some bonus points for Bostetter's Beast, was Tanya Mittal. Here is Tanya's example of a simple machine. Way to go, Tanya.
Hi, I'm Tanya Mattel, and I'm in Mrs. Bostatter's 4th grade class. This week's challenge was to make a simple machine. We like the idea of using 3 simple machines, the catapult, the pulley, and the wheel and axle, to make a game that me and my little brother can enjoy. The object of this game is to launch the ball with the spoon catapult into the basket, which will then land into the car with the wheel and axle, and then we'll use the pulley to bring it back. Let's give it a go. Oh! So now you use the pulley. Let's just launch it now.
Now let's take a look at the leaderboard. You can see Mrs. Irwin's Infernos gained a little bit of ground on Mrs. Briggs's other Bobcats, but they do have a fairly decent lead going into the last round. Now, don't make any assumptions. In 1996, we saw Greg Norman melt down in the final round of the Masters. Even a few years back, Rory McIlroy had a rough day in the final round. So don't get too confident, Mrs. Briggs's Bobcats. You guys could still be caught. With that being said, let's take a look at the challenge coming up this week, which is going to have our Highland Cardinals reaching out to the Sylvania Northview Wildcat graduating seniors.
Hey, Highland Cardinals. Today we have Mrs. Irwin and Mrs. Bostetter, fourth grade teachers here with you. And we are kind of taking over for Mr. Swaggerty in the Masters Challenge this week. Mrs. Graff needed a break, so we offered to fill in. We are, to be honest with you, we don't really know what hole we're supposed to be on. We're kind of lost on the golf course at this point in time. So if you see two teachers kind of looking clueless around the area, please ask your parents, get a golf cart, pick us up, and, bring us home. Our families might miss us at some point. I don't know. Maybe
we're
not.
in the trap, if that helps.
There's always that. So we are going to present our next challenge for you here in lieu of Mr. Swaggerty today to ask you to think about for a second, and maybe you've heard about that the graduating class of 2020 at Northview is not just like you're not getting a typical end of the school year. They're not getting a typical kind of graduation and all those special things that are kind of senior related. And for those of you who know, my son Zach is a senior and he's going to be graduating this year. And he had Mrs. Irwin as a third grade when he was in third grade. She's a former teacher of his. And we just kind of felt kind of badly for them, just like we felt badly for you that you are not able to have a traditional, all those fun end of the year things. We thought Mrs. Irwin had the idea that maybe we could do something fun for them in our next challenge. So I'm going to let Mrs. Irwin take over from here and kind of ask of some help from all of you kind Highland Elementary kiddos.
Okay, boys and girls, we are really going to need a lot of help here. We need for our 316 Northview graduates, and we need that many cards made from Highland students. I made a generic card. It's not to any specific graduate. It's just a generic card. And you can see here I put Northview 2020 graduate. And then on the inside, I made it very simple. I put best of luck, 2020 Kids Rock, and then I signed my name, which I think that would be really important that you put your first and last name, or at least your first name, so they know who wrote the card to them. And so if you want to make 1, 2, 3 of them and drop them off, that's amazing. Mr. Swaggerty is going to have a box out front that you could drop the cards in. The custodians will bring it in at night. But we need these done ASAP. So get your markers. Black and gold would be great. Those are the Northview colors. But you know what? Whatever you have on hand will work just as well.
Yeah,
so
I think that sounds like a great plan, Mrs. Irwin.
Yeah. So we're going to thank you in advance because I know we're going to make 316 cards. We have to have those. Yeah.
Done.
Get after it. Here's one. I'll put this one in.
That sounds great. Thanks, Mrs. Irwin, and thanks, Highland kiddos. We appreciate your help on this. I think you just need to do what you typically do, which is notify your teacher that you have made a card and put it in the box at Highland, and then maybe Mr. Swaggerty will kind of jump in and figure out what hole we're supposed to be on and let you all know and give you an update, once we get there, because a little lost golf course. If you've been in my class, you know that this is true about me. So there you go. Mm-hmm.
We were playing pretty great.
Yeah, I feel like it was going well, and then all of a sudden, the game like it so often does. Okay. Oh, I know. Even this is true. Well, they're looking for us. Maybe they'll find us. I don't know. Good luck to them.
Yeah.
Highland kiddos.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
My apologies. I probably should have cut that video off a couple minutes earlier, but you get the gist. Your challenge this week is to make a congratulatory card for one of the 316 seniors graduating from Northview next week. Mrs. Bostetter and Mrs. Irwin have secured gift cards that will go along with your handmade card that will be presented to the Northview students on graduation day. Let your teacher know that you made a card, and that will help with your points. And then you can bring your card to Highland during work hours anytime this week. There's a box already placed outside the front door. You can also bring your card to the drive-thru on Thursday and Friday and drop it off at that time.